Welcome back to the WODprep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, with guest host today, John Wood, guest analyzer, athlete, semifinal, current new YouTuber. I don't know. John, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What's up? Thank you for having me. I never thought somebody would call me an analyst if you just called me that. I don't even
I
come
I
close.
said analyzer,
Analyzer,
workout
that's okay.
assessor, workout
That's okay.
assessor.
I just don't feel like that's me. I mean, I just competed at Crash, competed at semifinals last year. I mean, I watch a lot of the analysts, but just to be like thrown in that category is weird. But obviously, I do think I could provide some insights to people listening that some of the current analysts can't. We'll see.
Sure. Yeah. So tell us about yourself first. Who are you, and what's your CrossFit background?
I guess my resume in CrossFit would be I started when I was 20. And I started with a sole idea of like, I want to make the games. I want to be that guy. When I was 20 years old, 2016 was my first open, but I did all the open workouts in 2015. I just wasn't signed up because I was horrible and didn't know how to do anything. And probably took me till I was 24 till I got to a point where I could actually compete with some of the qualifying times for bigger competitions. First big competition I did was in Brazil in 2019. And then ever since 2019 through COVID, I've been doing, I guess, the highest level competitions from Wodapalooza, semifinals, and there's a few extra ones in there.
Cool.
In between, awesome. I own a gym in Denver, an affiliate. It's SUT CrossFit. We've owned it for almost 2 years now. Before that, I was just coaching at a normal gym. I also train athletes remotely online. And now I'm not done. I wouldn't say I'm done competing. I could be. I'm just not like I'm just not having an expectation to myself that like I'm done competing. If I feel good in 6 months and I want to train hard and go to semifinals, it could happen. But like right now, if I didn't go to semifinals in the spring, I would be completely okay with it. Like I want to focus more on almost just giving back and putting my word out there to see if it could, I think it could help people, but time will tell to do things like this.
You don't want to put your shoes on the floor, you know?
No, I'm not going to have like some formal huge retirement post, at least right now. I mean, there's a chance it very well could happen, but I enjoy training hard at the end of the day. Like having a 2-hour training. Yeah. I like having a 2-hour training session. I see myself doing for a long time. And I don't really know, like, it's kind of like an experiment with myself. Like leading up to Crash, that's essentially all I did is I would have a 2-hour training session every day since semifinals. So that's about 5 months. And I went there and I didn't do like absolutely terrible. I didn't do great, but I probably could have finished a few places higher if I was training hard. I mean, I definitely don't think I would have been on the podium, but
sure,
I probably could have done better.
Cool. Awesome. All right, sick. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over the Rogue workouts. Other John bailed on me. No, I saw your video after Crash, and Claire sent me the one yesterday. I was already watching it. I really like your take, and we'll get to have athletes or people that compete at a high level on these shows super often, regularly, right? And so yeah, I was like, hey, let's chat about it. So glad you said yes. And we'll dig right in. So have you looked at the workouts yet?
Yeah, I've looked through them right when they came out, fairly close. And then you asked me about doing this, and I was like, okay, I really got to figure out everything. So then I looked through all the workouts and like trying to look through them with as strong of an opinion as I could have from every element I could. And then that's when I texted you. I was like, is there any more information on these workouts? Because there's so much ambiguity in terms of what things could be.
Yeah. 100%.
There's still so much we don't know.
Yeah. Agreed. So cool. Let me try and not.
I mean, I think before we go into the workouts,
let's do it.
For those people listening, is this year the Rogue Invitational. I mean, every year the Rogue Invitational is the best or the second best in terms of the level of competition, in terms of the drive for athletes to do well. And I would probably say this year more than any other year, because the games was kind of fragmented with people doing WFP and just sitting out of the CrossFit Games. The prize purse was lower. So the level of competition and the prize purse weren't what they used to be in previous years. And Rogue pays out, obviously. And everyone who's really good is doing Rogue. So, I mean, for both those elements, this year, I think you could make a strong case that Rogue is the most important. And I'm not saying it's the most noteworthy in terms of the winner should be crowned the fittest person on earth, but in terms of like importance of winning, in my opinion, it might be the most important one to win.
You think it's more important than the games?
I don't know. I mean, I think the games has the title of being the fittest on earth.
Sure.
If I was an athlete this year, and if I had to pick which one I would want to win, it would be Rogue. And why wouldn't it be Rogue? You get paid the most, and you're against the highest level of competition.
You get paid more than the win in the CrossFit Games? I don't think that's accurate.
I'm pretty sure.
What?
I think it's got to be accurate. The games this year, the first place got one. It was under 200.
Well, I think Rogue is like in the 70s. I don't think it's over 100 grand, is it?
I thought, do they do all that Bitcoin investment?
Oh yeah, that's true. So it could be worth a lot.
And it keeps going up. I mean, wasn't it about 200 last year?
Well,
if that's not the case, then I'm definitely wrong. But I mean, I'm partially. I mean, let's say if I was there, I would. If I was one of those top 5,
prize
top
purse
10
is
athletes,
229. So yeah,
it's higher than the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
touche.
But if I was one of those top athletes to make the biggest statement, to say you're the absolute best, Charity, I don't think you're right. The games wasn't.
You don't have to always respond to it. I'll pull it up and we'll continue to talk about it. So finish your statement and then we'll reference this.
But even let's just act like prize purse doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just talking about the level of competition. These athletes want to win the competition that is the most competitive. Specifically, Laura Horvath and Tia finally competing on the floor together, because Tia didn't do WFP, and now Laura is finally doing a competition because she's sat out the CrossFit Games for whatever moral reason she found, which is her decision, but they're finally on the floor together. So for them two, like, it's a pretty big deal, because I think most people would say, at least I would, that at the games, if Laura was competing, it would have probably been a pretty tight race between her and Tia.
You think so? Tia's not competing, by the way. Tia pulled out.
When did that happen?
A while ago. Yeah, like right after the games. That's when everyone thought she was pregnant.
That sucks. Well,
but yes, I do. And I mean, I certainly think that this is Laura's to lose. I think it has been for sure. But I think it's going to be, I do think it's a good race. I think the workouts lend up to where it's not going to be a runaway, especially if we see some of the other ones, the unknowns, assuming there's going to be a long run. But it's going to be fun to see Olivia. I mean, like the other part of the podium, Olivia and Lucy, like those workouts line up really well for her as well. I don't think it's going to be a runaway for Laura. I do think it's interesting, assuming the prize purse, right, being super high and the games being a little bit lower, is an interesting take. But it's the prize purse was low, the lowest it's been at the games in a while, just because of the whatever that revenue sharing based on the individual signups, et cetera, et cetera. And I do think it creates an increased importance to Rogue. But I definitely think the games are still the foreshadowing of fittest on earth. And so I think there's this like mindset of being the fittest on earth or being the one that makes the most money, because no one makes as much money as Danny, but I don't think anyone would trade their financial status for Danny's and to be her assumed fitness level within our space either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, the number one factor, agree, is for sure not money. The number one factor is going to a competition with the other best people in the world and beating them. And the game, I mean, on the guys' side, the games, Chandler, what guys did not compete at the games that did WFP that could have potentially won?
Won the CrossFit Games?
Yeah.
I mean, no one for sure, but the people that didn't do it are Hold on, let me just pull up the screen.
Vellner did not do it.
Vellner, Quant, Chandler.
I don't think any of them were gonna win.
No. I mean, no one's gonna win for sure. Oldest, Fabian.
So I guess my claim was based on the fact that I was uninformed and I thought Tia and Laura. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking at on my phone. Because I thought Tia and Laura were going to be competing, but Tia pulled out, and I wonder why. Did she say why?
No, she never says why. She's mysterious. I don't know. Everyone thinks she's pregnant. Who knows? I don't know. I feel like I saw a video of her like yesterday pushing some something. She was doing GHG sit-ups, but it was like a skincare. I don't know. Whatever her recent marketing post was, but she was doing GHG sit-ups and she didn't look pregnant. She didn't look like she had gained any size. So maybe it's not. All right. Okay. So I certainly think it's important. I think there's a lot of people to, on the female side to, kind of like set their year up for success. I feel like the men's side is, I don't know, kind of more predictable, right?
Yes.
Adler's has to be the favorite in this design overall, just from the workouts that have already.
I don't know. I think I would love to say that. I like want to say that, but there's just like a part of me that thinks Adler has just gotten complacent after winning the games and winning Rogue.
100%.
That he's just gotten complacent, and like the tiniest bit of complacency in a competition like this on a daily basis in training is more than enough to just ruin a competition and get someone who could get first to get eighth. And I mean, This is his opportunity because he withdrew from Tour Stop 2, right?
Did he withdraw? I mean, he didn't do well. If he withdrew, he didn't do well.
I don't think he did Tour Stop 2. So he's, in theory, if what I said is wrong about him not being complacent, he should be more well rested than a lot of these other athletes that, in theory, could win. The ones that just came off of, but he did do SoCal, right? Or did he not do SoCal a couple of weeks ago?
No, he wasn't on the team.
Oh yeah, so Jeff. I mean, yeah, hopefully he's been training hard like he used to, and if that's the case, he's going to be. He didn't do SoCal. He didn't do Tour Stop 2. He should be ready to go, and that's.
Oh yeah, he is in 30th. He didn't do Tour Stop 2.
Yeah, so if he didn't do SoCal either, this dude has just been training with his head down for a few months. And I know he said he had some tweak, I think, is why he pulled out Tour Stop 2, but that goes a very long way.
So as an athlete, I had Hinshaw on the other day and I tried to just pull out of him. Basically the question was, do you think, like, how do you decide if you've swung the needle too far, right? Based on 2020 Jeff winning the total, right? And Jeff being deemed a stronger athlete, to Jeff for sure being the premier aerobic monostructural athlete or running athlete in our sport, on the male side. I think the needle has swung too far. What about you? Like, I think he's focused. I think he's put way too much energy on, like an aerobic implement and aerobic focus. And I feel like he's lost some of his power output and sprint work, etc.
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
I mean, if you just look at the games, right? So the games theoretically benefited stronger athletes besides event one. Everything else was short, right? You had, and the deadlift was heavy enough that you still needed to be really strong to win that workout in the the Albany grip trip, right? That was the second longest workout. And then everything else was pretty powerful, short, high turnover, and he didn't do well at all. So you would think he would have done better based on his older stuff. Best barbell bat. He's still probably the best barbell bat. I mean, he won Isabel by like 30 seconds in the online qualifier. But I don't know, just at the games, he just didn't look like he had that pop.
I think you're absolutely right. And I mean, the question I ask myself all the time in training that I could ask him too is, as the needle moves, right? You're training, like you're wanting the needle to move and you're getting the adaptations you want. He's getting more aerobic and maybe a slight bit weaker. Is when the needle gets to the point you want, is when do you adjust it so that you can keep the needle where it's at? And that's might be what he never did. And I do agree with you that the needle probably moved too far. Is he probably just never adjusted his training and recognized with what you're saying, and I agree that he could back off in theory of some of that just pure aerobic conditioning and just metcons. He's probably just doing too much volume, but he never backed off of that volume because he got the feedback of the needle moving in competition placements about doing X volume for whatever modality. Mm-hmm. And it's something really hard to balance in training because he saw it move and it moved for the better. And then then he kind of goes back into another territory of what's of the unknown of how much volume should he be doing now because he is a different athlete. And it's a very hard thing to grasp is as an athlete, even when you're that high, that as you change, so should your training in terms of volume for everything. And trying to figure that out is extremely hard. And that's something I would think about all the time. And I think you're absolutely right. I think that's what did Hinshaw say?
Do you well, he doesn't comment on athletes on like their specific performances and stuff. So he kind of didn't answer the question. He said, well, you have to look at the workouts. And I was like, well, the workouts benefited a power athlete and he used to be one and he didn't do that well. I was like, well, and then he just kind of like bounced around and talked to, like he gave a lot of like value of information, but he didn't really answer the question, which is fine.
I mean, there was a point in time, any battery workout, I feel like he would just
for sure. And I mean, he did it through the qualifier. And so, you look at the event, both the theoretical battery workouts at the games were the pegboard. So it's hard to say that was, but it was a heavy barbell, right? And then the thruster rope climb, which are very similar workouts. And I mean, there really wasn't, grip trip, it's so long. Can you put deadlift in a battery? I mean, I suppose you can, right?
Yeah, but, for sure.
Yeah. So anyways, and I mean, he did, again, I mean, he was still top 10. No one's saying he's not fit, but I think he's the favorite in general just because he won Rogue last year. Oh yeah, running Isabel, obviously, which did he win? Everyone thought he was going to win. I don't think he did well in that workout.
I don't think he won.
No, he definitely didn't win the workout.
He was just a step behind the whole games. This was the story.
Yeah. It's just, he just didn't look excited. He got sixth. By 8 seconds. So, I mean, it's a run and battery. I don't know. It just, like I said, step behind. I think that's a good way to put it. All right. So, I wonder if getting crushed by the long opening event in Fort Worth overmotivated Jeff to prevent that. Well, that's a whole nother topic, which hopefully I'll be able to talk about online one day. With Chris, after our conversation, me and Hinshaw talked a lot about all the things that were spoken about before and after the events by him and his thoughts on Adler and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm trying to get Hinshaw on the show to discuss some of the things that were said and some of those. So we'll see if we can get him on the show. But anyways, all right. So let's talk about the workouts. So there's 9 workouts, 3 we don't know, and 6 we do. And really only we don't know. We really don't know event 4 and 6 either. We just know the rep scheme, but we don't know the weight. And 8. So there's a lot of unknown weights, which I think.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the kind of rope they're using. We don't know what kind of wall facing handstand push-ups they're doing.
Right.
All right. Yeah, the weight on the overhead squats. We don't know what the power stair is. We don't know the height of the box or what they're jumping over.
Right. So a lot of unknowns for sure. So event 1, Nessie. I do love the names. I think they do a good job of naming them. I hate naming workouts in my training, my athletes training, template work, all affiliate work. I hate it, but I love it for competitions. And I think competitions should always be named, right? Because no one knows what event 3 of the 2021 CrossFit Games were, but they know what, Midline Madness was. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah, I never name workouts. Workouts.
I hate it. Nelson, one of our coaches, he loves to name them. So like we give out a free workout every day on somewhere in our website, and he names all of them. I'm like, dude, you're a special human. All right. 160 double unders, 80-meter handstand walk, 60 GHD sit-ups, 40 box jump overs, and 20 and 16 log bar muscle up. So we don't know the rope. We don't know if there's a obstacle in the handstand, but at that distance, I definitely don't think there will be. Probably 20 meters out, 20 meters back. Um, and 60 GHG sit-ups, 40 box jump overs. We don't know the height, and 2016 log bar muscle ups. No, I'm actually just like a big. I don't name the day. Yeah, I guess just like the day. And this is backwards. Isn't it 28, 10, 25 based on CrossFits? They go day first, like a European style. So, all right, what do you think?
I think they're just starting with a very normal CrossFit workout, nothing crazy fancy. Maybe using a slightly heavy rope. It might be the Rogue weighted rope, but for
Rogue Pro.
106, yeah, for 160, I don't think it's going to impact them really all that much. And honestly, I just think this workout's going to be fast. I mean, the log bar muscle up's a little bit weird, but I think they're just going to start fairly straightforward CrossFit. Handstand walk's going to be fast. People are going to be cycling GHDs fast. It's just a classic CrossFit workout that's going to go by fast and going to be enjoyable to watch. And I think a lot of it's just going to come down to those log bar muscle ups. And I think not all of them have been touching. Like I would bet on this event, there's like 4, maybe 7 or 8 athletes tops that have been doing the log bar muscle ups regularly for the last few months.
Right.
Those athletes are going to have a big advantage.
Definitely.
And I think that's, if I had to say a metric that would most likely predict it, it would be the athlete who's been doing those the most, and then the athlete who has large hands. I mean, bigger athletes are going to be able to get their hands around it better. And if haven't been touching that, I mean, you could get to those log bar muscle ups 30 seconds before the rest of the field, and that could be gone in no time.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of separation. The only separation that I think there would be before the bar muscle up is if the box jump over is like 42-36 or something like that, right? Or whatever, 40-32, whatever they've used in the past. It's pretty standard. And so this statement right here, nothing like box jump overs with a guy who tore his Achilles in your field again. So remember, most people are only tearing, not by landing. So if it's a very high box that you can't use your hands, which is what they did last year, these odds go down a ton, right? Now, if it's 24 and 20 and they're going to rebound the whole time, yes, I can guarantee that they are not going to allow them to rebound in any capacity whatsoever, no matter what, right? Which means that it will probably be a high box. It's only 40. And no one tears their Achilles on landing. They tear their Achilles on driving up, right? And so I don't think it's the accumulation. I think it's that very unique thing. Also, something that a lot of people didn't talk about is they were on turf. Like most Achilles tears happen on turf or artificial grass, right? Because there's just that little bit of give into the surface. And so if you look at the NFL, the primary of them are on turf fields, almost all of them. And so I can't imagine that they're going to allow some form of that, but I don't think 160 dubs into the box jump overs is going to get it right. Is going to be the thing. And so if Colton can jump over 30, that's a funny thing. That was a good video by the game's website.
So last year when Gabby tore hers, was that movement, wasn't that like burpee get overs?
It was
like the giant, I know it was the giant box, but I think they did burpees. Right? Wasn't it?
But their hands, I remember their hands being on it.
Yeah, because they could get over it any way they wanted.
Right.
I mean, just in my head, first you have to recognize the fact that the precedence of Achilles injuries in all sports is crazy right now. Not just CrossFit. All sports, it's extremely high.
Thing.
And I mean, in my opinion, if I was programming this event, you just can't let them utilize the stretch reflex. Rebounding. Sure. And then if you do that, you about cover your bases as best you can. But this is the thing.
Here we go. Perfect. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
And no, it wasn't.
Yeah, they were doing burpees. Boom.
No, it wasn't.
Or they weren't. So, okay, that's what I'm talking about. That is what you cannot
that was
have.
It right there. Nailed it.
That was stretch reflex.
Yeah.
Stretch reflex you cannot have. That is why people are going to tear their Achilles. If you take the stretch reflex out, and an athlete tears their Achilles, as an event organizer, you kept them as safe as you could. It's when you let them rebound like this, that's when they tear their Achilles. But there's a caveat to this, is there are people, I find it mainly females, that will still utilize the stretch reflex even when they're doing normal box jumps. Like you'll see next time you're at a gym watching like a class, it's when people do like a double hesitation before they jump. It's them utilizing their stretch reflex. And that is what causes an Achilles injury to a much higher degree than just doing a normal tempo down, tempo up into your box jump rather than utilizing your stretch reflex. This was stupid right from the bat. Like, yeah, that was a bad decision on their part.
I mean, it's always like hindsight is 2020, right? And retroactively, we can say it's stupid. I'm as a physical therapist, I don't think anything is inherently dangerous. I just think that, you know, it is important for athletes to train. Like if you're going to rebound regularly or any capacity, you should be training that. And if you don't train any type of rebound activity, then unfortunately, that is your decision to put yourself that much more at risk than you're training, right? But rebounding is inherently fine and safe if you train it. Just like if you want to squat 500 pounds, you don't take swings at 500 if you only squat 200. You do a progressive over a low training cycle and you go do the thing, right? But if you throw 500 on your back and you don't squat, graded exposure. Thanks, Claire. But if you throw 500 on your back and you only squat 300, it's going to go really, really bad, like extremely bad to the point that you are probably going to get injured. This is the same thing. So
I agree. It's just the fact that most of these athletes, and you're right, they should be training plyometrics, but I think most of them don't.
Yeah,
and that's why it happens. But you're right. If you condition your body to do rebounding exercises, you should be completely fine.
Yeah. And it, you know, at the highest level, you have to understand that these things are probably going to pop up. So you need to train them. All right. How long is this going to take?
Oh boy, this is a good question.
You're way fitter than I am.
I will answer this question assuming that I'll answer it assuming it's a normal handstand or normal rope. 20 meter increments,
20 meters down and back, right?
30-inch box.
Oh, you think it's gonna be a 30-inch box, 30, 24?
I don't think it's. I think it's just gonna be kind of straightforward. I think I do.
Okay.
All right. Meters to feet, so that'd be 240 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, approx.
All right, so
come on.
About a minute 20. People will be doing handstand walks at the minute and a half mark. $60-foot handstand walk. 60, 120, 180.
Exactly. Are you assuming it's a Rogue Pro? I still think it's a Rogue Pro. I can't imagine it's a regular rope for 160. It's such a
you very well could be right. I don't think it's going to make.
But I still think everyone goes unbroken. I still think everyone goes
the Rogue rope with the 2-pound handles.
Is it 2 pounds? Is it that heavy?
It's freaking heavy, dude.
Is it? All right.
If it's that rope, I think most of the field will not go unbroken. Yeah. Okay, how long would this take? 60-foot handstand walk. I think by the 320 to 330 mark, a lot of people are going to be finishing their handstand walk.
Wait, 330 in the workout?
Yeah.
All right, we're cooking now.
Before 4, I think for almost the whole field. 60 GHD.
60 GHD sit-ups, 2 minutes.
Almost everyone will be done. Yeah. Most people will be done before the 6-minute mark, I would say.
All right, so we're looking 5:45 to that point. 40 box jump overs. If it's 30,
we'll say they're starting to slow down a little bit. But I think most people will do that in 2 minutes or less. So probably more like a minute 45, because they're going to be wanting to roast their legs because they're done using their legs for the rest of the workout.
Right. So for the box jump overs.
So that would be, we were at 5:45.
So we'll just say under 8.
For sure under 8. Like,
cool.
All right. Bottom of the pack.
And then who's stringing together? So 8, 20.
I mean, this workout's probably going to have I bet it's a little bit more than a 10-minute cap, just so we can watch the people struggling to see how they would do. At least I would hope.
Yeah, I think the cap's
Because
going to be. I think the cap is going to be 14 to make sure that people get volume on the log bar muscle up,
yeah,
and
that's
then I think the
14 would
winning
be,
time is going to be like 10:30 or something like that.
I guess, under 10.
Under 10.
Okay,
All right, cool.
under 10.
All right,
Not under 9. Under 9 would be,
under 9 would be flying. I think that's all dependent on the box jumps too.
yeah. If
All
it's a higher, yeah.
All right, so 10 minutes on event 1. All right, let's event 2. 3 rounds, 5 long clean and press, 40-foot yoke, 1 power stair. And so the power stair was like 3 steps up or whatever it was.
And this is a Stairmaster?
No, the power stair is that like that kettlebell looking thing that they like walked up the stairs. It looks like the grip, you know, that like that pendulum that hangs down. I don't know. I'll
No.
show you.
I do not. I Googled power stair and then I got.
Oh no, it's a piece of equipment, and then they walk it up like some steps.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right. Guys, you know what day this was on? Was it on Saturday or Sunday?
Like when it's.
Yeah, when the workout was, so I can just show you what it was.
Wait, what do you?
The power stair. You said you didn't know what it was, right?
I do not know what it is.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is.
So it is. There it is.
Oh, this thing. Oh.
Yeah, they walk it up. Whatever this is.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was called that. That's really cool. Yeah, that's.
So then they go up that, right? And but it's not the. Yeah, Laura crushed it. This is a Laura workout. It's not even gonna be close.
Yeah.
But it is a.
But it's gonna be ascending weight probably.
Because it's 3 rounds. That was my thought. I was thinking there'd be 3 up there.
They're
and they'll
gonna
be
take
like,
it up, run back, take it up.
yeah,
run
and
back.
then it'll be another one that's heavier, and then another one that's heavier.
Yep.
That was my thought too. I definitely think it's going to be ascending weight. All right, here. Let's pause this.
Yeah,
back.
Let me pull this workout. I just had it up.
Here we go.
40-foot yoke carry. Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, we don't know how heavy it is. Have you ever done a log clean and press?
Not with anything heavy. At my old gym, we had one. But I'm assuming they're gonna let them get it overhead however they want. Jerk.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely think this is like I don't know, log clean and press. All right, let's just talk about the time.
I mean, I just don't think the
singles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna keep their hands on it. I think. My guess is they keep their hands on it, but they'll drop it.
Okay.
Because like resetting would take a while. But more or less singles, they're gonna let go of tension and then.
Yeah, I think if you're good at the log, I think the yoke is.
I don't think I disagree. I don't think the log is heavy enough, and I don't think there's enough reps to mess with people enough. And it might look like it's horribly awkward, but like that way, and they're able to jerk it. I just don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, yes, there will be some people that struggle with cycling it fast, meaning they put it down and they have a hard time reorienting it. But this is a weight for all these people that your setup doesn't have to be perfect every time. Like you don't have to take 3 seconds. This is not like.
So you think they're
90% of the look.
Do you think they'll still hip and roll, or do you think they will, like muscle to the top?
I bet they'll.
That's the question that I don't know. If anyone can actually take it from the ground straight to the shoulders, like a Chandler Smith, randomly, that can just kind of power it to the shoulders and not have to take this, like the traditional log technique where you put it in the hip and then you roll it up, right? And so I think if anyone can figure,
I think most of them will be muscling it, like you said. I think most people will.
I think that's the determining factor, right? Like hip and like lap and then roll and then press. Right. That's obviously how you do it. But at 215, it's pretty light, right? Super light.
Yeah. So I actually think I take back what I said. I think most people will crotch it and then roll it up because it's just, it might be a hair slower, but it's just so much easier. You're getting it higher.
Sure.
Yeah, I think most people will lap it.
Okay.
I do.
So 5 log clean and press singles a minute. Maybe a little faster.
I think faster than
Minute?
that.
Faster than that. All right, 40
I think
seconds.
that I got their most diminished pace if someone's struggling with it. A minute. Yeah, I think more like 40 seconds.
Okay. And then
Maybe 35.
I love the yoke because I love heavy shit in workouts, but I just feel like the yoke is always too light and it's always too irrelevant and it just doesn't change anything ever. So I hope it's like fucking 700 pounds. I know it won't be, but every time we see it, I love it. I love the implement. I think it's great. I think loaded carries are the goal, but if it's 500 or 450 and 325 or 300 again, it's irrelevant. And it would be the same as moving from A to B, and it's like a non-implement.
No, I think you're going to see another non-implement here. I agree with you, but I think you're going to see it because of the next workout. I just don't think it's going to be crazy heavy. And I mean, I think they want it more so as just like the log workout and then getting up the stairs quickly. And I think
I do hope it's ascending. Yeah, I do hope. I think your point is right. I hope it's an ascending power stair. Like it's like 300, 350 and like fucking heavy where it's like, oh shit, I don't know if this is getting off the ground kind of stand. I think that would be cool. So
yeah,
I mean, this is a really fast workout. I think this is still like a sub 5. I mean, this is like a 4-minute workout.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be really, really fast.
A minute at most on the log. It's gonna be less.
Under a lot of fatigue. 20 seconds on the yoke.
Yeah, 4 minutes would be very fast. 4 minutes would be very fast. But I mean, the stair, those people were getting up the stair in like 30, not even 30 seconds, right?
Yeah, well, they had sleds, so
yeah. No, you're right. This is a very fast workout, under 5 minutes. Yeah.
Here, let's see.
This is good.
See how fast
this is gonna be fast.
Stairs. So they got there.
Yeah,
they got there at the 27-second mark.
It's like 12 seconds.
Yeah, not even because it's only 3 or 4 jumps. Oh wow,
it's going to be way heavier than this.
I hope so. I hope it's heavier.
That's the show they're going to try and put on this, and it'll be cool. I mean, like your point on the yoke just being a filler implement is absolutely true, and it's just there to do something. But I would rather watch someone struggle on the power stair and be entertained that way than watching someone get
struggle on the yoke.
Yeah, get stapled on a yoke, which would be entertaining too. It's just like that's like the beauty of Rogue is like they do things like the power stair that no other competition in the world does, and they need to put on a flex and show everybody that they're the best, and this is how they're going to do it. They're going to put on a show with the power stair and see how people do.
Ed's right. I want to see someone explode, just like
someone could explode on the power stair.
They
could explode.
I agree. Yeah, if it's heavy, I don't even know how heavy it was last year. I assume they said it probably like in the beginning of the event.
It did not look very heavy. I mean, that looked like
I mean they were moving it quick.
150,
for sure.
200 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it would be sick if it was like a measurable amount heavier than last year. So okay, sub 5 probably ish.
Yeah, that's a lower workout. I don't know what guy. I'm trying to think what guy. I mean, someone big, and this is. I don't know. I mean, this is like this next workout. I'm going to say a big guy for sure, but I would kind of say a big guy on this one too. Under the only element that I would add is this level of skill on the log clean and press and how efficient. Not even efficient because this is so short. Just how quick someone can be through all 5 sets, which is going to be cool. That'll be cool. How someone can manage speed on the log clean and press, because then I think that's what it's going to be.
Sure. Yeah, I think this one's. I definitely think 160 dubs. Here we go again. I think Jason James. I think it's a power guy workout. If the log clean and press, I think if it was a barbell, I would give the odds to Adler, but because it's log clean and press and there's some like athleticism and new implement sort of feel. I assume he's been doing a log, but who knows?
Adler's been doing a log a lot.
Yeah. All right. So then maybe that's right. I saw him doing. Everyone was doing thrusters. Did you see that? Like everyone's video was doing thrusters with like some form of like
I've
burpee.
seen them do freaking everything with it. I'm like, what is even happening right now? I saw Saxon doing something funny with it, or he was doing like a makeshift log bar. I forget what it was. It was on Instagram. But yeah, I mean, this is what these athletes have to do. They don't know what they're going to get.
Sure. Yeah,
So they freaking test everything, even if it looks silly.
All right, Tax Collector, 4 round, the heaviest workout ever in CrossFit. 4 rounds, 10 back squats, 10 dumbbell snatch, 10 sandbag cleans at 150. Okay, so for you as an athlete, before we assess it, how are you hitting this personally?
Yeah, I mean, generally this would be a better workout for me.
Okay.
I would do, boy, this workout is disgusting. I would probably do the first set 10 unbroken. And then after that, I would probably get an interval in there, do 1 break.
Like the whole thing? Like the whole thing? You're doing the whole round unbroken, or just the back squats you're talking about?
Just the first round of back squats. First set 10, workout starts, got to do your 10 unbroken. And then rounds 2, 3, 4, would be pushing the rest interval, so I'd probably break once, and it'd be pretty short. Dumbbell snatch. I think in the first 2 rounds, maybe longer, I would, this is how I would do it. I would try and cycle that dumbbell for as long as I possibly could. And here's why, is because I would rather cycle the dumbbell than cycle the sandbag clean. So I would do sandbag clean singles, and those rest between singles, that's the rest interval in the workout, and more so the governor I would utilize in the workout. Sure. So I guess like the global approach would be slightly fast through the back squats, through the snatch, and then slow the sandbag cleans down.
Yeah, and that's 150 for you guys is pretty novel, right? I mean, that's like, it's pretty.
Like I could do slow sandbag cleans, and all these athletes will be able to do singles, and they're going to be fast singles. But even doing fast singles, dropping, they're going to be able to recover at least through the first couple of rounds, doing singles, and then back to the back squat fairly quick through squat, dumbbell. But the thing that is just disgusting about this workout is that it's 4 rounds.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's hard.
It's just so much volume. It's
hard volume. For sure. They mandate the 2 years or the other years they've had sandbag, they mandate the drop, right? Even though it's quick. So like hand release, then drop. So I agree. I think the back squat and the dumbbell snatch are like the independent variables, and those are not changing, right? And they're going to stay pretty stationary throughout it, right? That's the goal. And the sandbag clean is like where you govern intensity. Also breaking the back squat takes a lot longer, right? Like even if you put it back down and stand up, I mean, it's a minimum of 10 seconds because you got to step in, you got to rack it, then you got to step back, etc. So I certainly think some people are going to get absolutely fucking blasted on this, and then some people are going to do really, really well. I think Colton absolutely murders this workout. I think Jason does really well in this workout.
You think Colton murders this workout?
100%. 100%. He's going to manage the sandbag clean.
Yeah. This is the crazy thing, though, about Colton. In theory, Colton should not do good on this workout because he is small. These smaller athletes moving this much weight, on paper, you shouldn't do well. Like, how much does Colton weigh? 180, 190?
Yeah, 185 to 190, I think.
Yeah, dude. Like, he's moving so much weight. I don't know. I don't think Colton's going to win. I don't know, dude. The guys feel, I hate trying to make predictions because there's so many freaking guys.
I know, it's fun.
Good.
Well, it's good. I think Colton's going to pull away in the back squats faster than everyone because it's just an effort input, right? And so since the back squat is the most taxing pattern, even if it's the easiest one for you, right? Because it's load just sitting on your back, hard to breathe, etc. Time under tension is the highest there, right? Over all of the movements. He's going to be an advantage going into the dumbbell snatch, which I think is pretty linear or pretty equivalent to all athletes. I don't think that's the separator. The separator is for sure who can move the back squats with ease and who can keep the sandbag. Jason is hands down the best sandbag cleaner there for sure. So I think they're going to be like, Colton's going to pull away on the back squat, and then Jason is going to catch up on the sandbag cleans, and it's going to be a bounce back and forth. I think Justin's a really good fit too, but he's just not strong. I don't think he's strong enough. I do think the strongest athlete, it's either going to be the best sandbag athlete or the best squatter wins the workout. It's who can create as much enough separation within those two movements.
Who weighs the most? I would almost pick the athlete that weighs
in the field.
Most.
It's probably
Roman.
I don't know. I think
Roman's like 230.
He is big, but he's not that strong. Roman's just not a strong guy, but he is.
I would almost pick the heaviest athlete. I mean, like Laura's the heaviest athlete. Laura's going to demolish this workout.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, Laura.
It's
real nice up for Laura.
Yeah, that's Laura. But
100%.
I would pick. I mean, Roman's not the best squatter, but I don't know. I don't think Colton gets top 5 in this workout. I mean,
you don't think he's top 5? Oh, I push back on that. I think he's top 5. I think he has a chance to win it. But that's why we have it on the show and we talk about it. The chat is going to eat you alive for that statement for sure.
I mean, I just don't. I mean, look at how he did at Crash at the sled and deadlift workout, and there was no squatting, which that in this workout plays to his favor. But like when there's absolutely no skill and all you're doing is moving an external load.
Sure. Yeah, I think the squat really sets him apart, right? And obviously, he's the best squatter in our sport. And I think that takes I think it really, I think it can set him apart. Olivia, that is a good point.
Olivia could do very well.
Olivia will do very well. It'll be a race between her and Laura. I think it's going to come down to who wants to hurt more. Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, it's an interesting one, right? Like it's the fatigue and the volume accumulation from this workout is going to be
crazy.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. There's going to be some low backs, like just really feeling rough after this workout. 100%.
Yeah, I take the biggest athletes.
Biggest athlete.
I would use. Like if you looked at the leaderboard after this workout and then cross-examined it with athletes' weights.
Well, they have to weigh in, which is interesting.
That'd be
we're talking about that on Savon. Event 4, the Crux, 20 cal row, 5 rounds, 20 cal row, 15 bench press, 1 pegboard, 20, 12, 1, 29, 1, 26, 1, and 20, and 3, and 1. We don't know the weight. It's hard to really say anything about this one at all. Could be 225. It could be 275. I don't know. I just wish they would put the weight on here.
I think 275 is too heavy. I think it could be 225. But if I had to guess, I would say 245 for guys. And then they're going to make it
165 for girls.
Or 165, maybe 175. And then this is one thing that I have to talk about with this workout. So like right here, they're doing a 20 calorie row for guys, 18 for ladies. And I would argue Rogue has been at the forefront of this movement that I'm going to discuss much more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that is they are trying to squeeze the divisions of men and women closer and closer together. The weights for women over the years from Rogue has just been getting higher relative to what it used to be. And they've been slowly doing it with calories, but now they're doing a 20 and 8, a 2 calorie difference for 20. Like that's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not against it. It's just they're just making the women's weights heavier and they're making the women do more calories than they used to do, much closer to the males. And they are pushing that narrative harder than anyone else. And the thing is people are picking up on it. Other competitions are starting to program heavier things for females, and it is what it is. And Rogue has been leading that charge.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's a Katie thing. I think Jeffrey hit it on the head. I think 2 calories is.
What do you mean it's a Katie thing? I know Katie's the owner. I know.
Yeah, but she's all like, it's like her. She's a very much involved in the programming. Like she sits down with Josh and Chris, and so I think that she's always tried to make that push. She's just agreeing with you. It's a Katie thing that she tries to push that, but it's like her mindset. She wants to move that needle. This was something coming back to the athletes are getting weighed in. And so on Sevon, they made a guess that potentially some of these could be a weight percentage, which I think would be fucking stupid.
That would
because
be so stupid. I so agree with you.
I think it's a
That would
great training
that would be
design,
so
even though me
stupid.
and John Young argue to the fucking nth about it, about training stimulus. But for
About what?
about percentage based work, like 70%, like using 70% for a battery piece or 80% for a battery piece instead of an
It
RX
doesn't
load.
make sense. You can't do that. Yeah.
And so I like percentage work for specific athletes and like large template programs because someone might clean 100 pounds and another person might clean 200. But for a competition like this, when you put percentage work, you just take away
You
like
cannot. Yeah,
any time,
exactly. You cannot do that in a
it's insane.
competition. In a competition, you cannot do that.
Yeah. And so that's why I loved when they standardized Linda.
You
I
have
think
to.
that was the right thing
You
to do,
have to.
right? Yeah, you have to, right? Because like someone like Colton would murder. Like it wouldn't even be. Now it's not a lot of reps. It's only 45 bench press, so it probably wouldn't make a ton difference no matter what it was. I think 245 is a huge separator. I really don't know if they'll go that heavy. Have we? What's the um uh why? No, I mean Colton relative to Colton is the strongest in the field, and relative to body weight, he is. It's not even. It's a whole nother world.
I mean, the Kimi, to answer this question better, you have to understand if we're going under the assumptions of percentages, people who have a better percentage of what they can lift towards their body weight, the strongest men in the world would not even be close to the strongest men in the world, even though they're deadlifting 1,000+ pounds. It's over two times their body weight.
Right.
And
Yeah, I mean your bantam your bantam weight classes are per pound substantially stronger than your ultra heavies.
Yes.
Right.
And as you get heavier and go to those higher divisions and you get to those lower divisions, that truth becomes even more and more profound. That trying to analyze someone based off their percentage is an irrational way to look at it.
In comparison to other people, right? Like
yes.
Yeah. So all right, so 15. I think somewhere in the 225 to 245. 245 becomes the main separator.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, the other tangent on this is that I wish other competitions would do more. Is if you look at this test, I mean, there's a good chance what they just said, I didn't know they were getting weighed in, is that they're probably right. This is going to be this is not going to be a bench press test. All these athletes are probably going to have to do their bench press or their body weight, which is not a crazy amount for this rep scheme. So it's not a bench press test. This is a test of the horizontal pegboard. And what that is testing is that's testing your accuracy and coordination under distress. Some distress in your shoulders, but it's going to be how coordinated are you going to be able to go through that horizontal pegboard. That is what it is. And this is a test that I don't think they tested this modality at the CrossFit Games. And this is like a nuts and bolts of what CrossFit is, to be able to test your accuracy and coordination. And I don't think competitions do it enough. This is a great test because the horizontal pegboard, like on a muscular level, it's not that taxing, right? Yeah, exactly. It's their grip. They're hanging. That's nothing. These athletes can hang for minutes on it. It's how well they can coordinate and swing from hole to hole. That's what it is. And other competitions don't do these tests enough. That's why that erg shoot was, I think, phenomenal.
I think it could have been good. I think it was executed as the scoring and the weirdness. Yeah, it's weird. Sure, it was. Yeah. I like the erg shoot.
But I think the logic behind it is there.
Yeah, sure. I think the pegboard, lateral, right? Because it's like more of like a isometric component, right? In accuracy and coordination. I think it's a good way to put it. But I think it still needs to be arms bent, right? Like, I guess theoretically, if you have that coordination,
when you watch Fikowski do it last year,
right. If you can get that flow, right, then it's very good. And so, but because it's a row, people are going to be rowing, depending on the bench press weight will determine how hard they're rowing. Right. And so if it's under 225 and everyone's going to try and go unbroken, that means they're going to be rowing hard as shit. And those arms are going to be flooded. Right. There's going to be a lot of lactate buildup because it's all going to be compounding within all of those pieces. And I think everyone's practiced it. And so I think everyone's going to be good. And so it should be a horizontal pegboard test, and the bench press weight will determine that. Right. If it's as heavy as you said, I think it gets that the pegboard gets deprioritized And so I
Yep.
do think I think it'll be a little bit lighter. But I think this is a fast workout, right? We're looking at 45 seconds for the row, assuming everyone tries to go unbroken on all the bench press, just, with transitions, 2 seconds, horizontal pegboard. If it one is like, is it just one way? Is it down and back equals one? It's hard to tell. So I don't know.
I
I
bet
still think it's
it'll be one way. I mean,
one
this will be
way.
like
So
a 10,
yeah. So I
12
mean,
minute
we're still
workout.
looking at like a 10-minute test. That's a lot of,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's, of purely upper body fatigue. And so I think it'll be it'll be a challenge for sure.
Yeah, I hope they do it in a way that it's prioritizing people being able to be coordinated and accurate on the pegboard.
Mhm.
And sure, there's going to be some upper body build up, but I think in terms of time lost and efficiency on the horizontal pegboard, that's going to be everything. Is what I hope, at least in theory. That's what I hope it is.
Yeah, for sure. It should be. That's how it should be designed, and that's how it was last year, right? Like, I think Jay did really well, right? And he would
I
catch
don't know.
Fikowski up to
It was
that point.
raining. Wasn't it raining?
And
Or no, that
no,
was
they were
inside. That was
inside.
2 years.
They were
2
inside.
years ago. 2 years.
Yeah. And then Fikowski was just so much better, and that definitely catapulted him to the top and just dominated that workout.
But this is something Jeff's been practicing. Dude, Jeff has the craziest setup at his gym. I saw it.
Well,
and
he's a
got
rogue
it.
athlete. He's just like, hey, guys, send me whatever. Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, that was.
It'd be nice to fucking
you're
just
the
get
only person
whatever.
in your gym that uses this, and it takes up 25 feet of your wall, and it's hanging off his wall.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly like it is. So I don't think it's a dumbbell or the Sear dumbbells. It's a bench press for sure. We haven't seen a bench press, like a traditional barbell bench press, in a minute, and they try. I think they, and that's like their thing.
I mean, the bench is going to be their body weight. They haven't weighed them like this in previous years, right?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be their body weight. I think that would. I hope not. It could.
I'm
be,
just
though,
telling
for
you.
sure.
I don't think like if this is the athlete's body weight. I think most, not all the field, but this rep scheme is not that intimidating at your body weight, is my opinion.
No, it's not intimidating at all at your body weight, which is why I think it has to be at least a little. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I hope it's not.
Or it could be a percentage off your body weight. Maybe they go like 105%, 110% of your body weight.
I hope it's not.
I hope it's not too. That would.
Okay. The duel, we don't know. There's no rope climbs. There's no sleds. It's probably going to be some rope climb sled thing. Spin posted that it's the shortest allotted time that they've had for the duel. The duel usually takes like 2.5 hours. So
maybe they're running a different format of the duel. Maybe like a bigger heat or something.
Oh yeah, it could be a bigger heat, I suppose. All right, and then event 6, pay the piper, 1,000-meter ski into wall facing handstand push-ups and deadlift. We don't know the standard, like you said. It could be more like the games where it's that slight deficit, or floating wall facing when we saw it first. At these numbers, I doubt it's to the ground. That seems like
there's
a very
something
low
there. There's something
a low amount. I think it's probably maybe more similar to the games version where you had to like reach that artificial tape line.
Push-ups?
Yeah.
That would be gnarly. That's a ton of reps though. If it's block, it's going to be something though. You're right.
Well, I mean, it was 40. It was 40 there.
Was
right?
it
So this is 21. Yeah, it was 40. It was 20 cal, 20 bike, 20 bike.
Yeah, that would bury me. Yeah, it could be block handstand push-ups. It's going to be something not normal. There's going to be a deficit or something.
So yeah, I agree. And then deadlift, I mean, I think it's gonna be heavy as fuck. I mean, I think this is like a 405 number. No, 30 reps.
I don't know. They just did so much posterior on the freaking last night. Or wait, is this Sunday? No, this is Saturday. We're still on Saturday.
Yeah, we're still on Saturday.
So last night they just did the huge sandbag clean, dumbbell snatch workout.
Well, I don't think we quite know how it's broken up. I assume it's. And then there's 3 more. So I assume it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Maybe it's the Death Stars. That's my guess. The freaking kettlebells, the giant ones we just use at Crash, something like that, or maybe some odd object of deadlift. I don't know. That just sounds awful to do.
Does this trigger you? Do you write your gym's programming?
I do.
Does this trigger you too?
Why is there one?
Why is there
3-1? I guess looking at it now, it doesn't trigger me, but that
it does.
It's a little weird.
Blow my brains out. The one is to make sure the finish line. So, um, this is funny. Did you see that? Did you see that Rogue just posted
Yeah,
this that they made their own ski erg?
Rogue's taking over the
Um,
world.
yeah, for sure. So on this one, it's the reason why I think it's a like some form of like elevated wall walk thing like they had to do there, because one is still meaningful,
Yeah,
right? Like it has meaning. If it was just like kick up, cartwheel your way up or whatever it might be, um it would be very trivial, and I think that it's not. So that's why my thought is that there's a price to pay to get into the rep, and those wall walks like up a block are pretty tough.
yeah. I do think this is going to be a handstand push-up workout, and this is, depending on what it is, could ruin Laura's day. This will
Oh
ruin
yeah,
Laura's
for sure.
day, for
She's
sure.
I mean,
But I don't. Maybe not her weekend, but this will ruin her day.
if it's
And the
anything
bias
other
of this
than from the
workout is
ground,
handstand push-ups.
if there's anything other than from the ground, she gets last place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a question. Everyone else there is good enough, and she is not. If it's anything other than from the ground, it's not even a question, and it's not kipping, right? So, it could be ascending weights on the deadlift. That would change it a little.
I don't know. I think the focus of this workout is going to
Yeah.
be handstand push-ups.
Oh, for sure.
Based on the other
Dude,
stuff.
could you
The
imagine
deadlifts
an
will.
ascending weight to finish on a single? I bet it would be like fucking 500, 400 or some crazy shit like that. If
They
it was an
could. That's
ascending
not.
weight, it's not the worst idea. It's only 5 rounds. A buy-in, and then 12, 9, 6, 3, 1. I mean,
That
it
would
would
be
make the
very
most
appealing
sense.
to watch if they
Oh,
march
for
down the
sure.
floor. New weight.
100%. Especially if there's like, I mean, they'll have to come back because they only do one rogue rig, right? Like you wouldn't, they'll never set it up like you would see the games, right? They'll come back, but they could be to another barbell. Fun to watch, good to see. Could be ascending weight. I actually really like that. I think Lito's onto something here. She's a games athlete, a 35 female. That the one makes sense there. Actually, I think that's it. I'm going with that. I'm agreeing there.
That's possible. I mean, it's gonna. I don't think the deadlift's gonna be something people are gonna lose a crazy amount of time on. It's gonna be handstand push-ups.
Agreed. All right, who wins on the guy side? I guess we don't know. It's hard to tell. Colton, this one?
He's gonna fly through the handstand push-ups.
Wolf.
If it's to the degree that I want, and they need to have a fairly large handstand push-up or gymnastics test, and I think this is going to be it. And if I'm right about that, then Colton wins.
Got it. And then girls, ladies, women.
Oh, I feel like there's several girls that are really good at handstand push-ups.
I know.
I mean, I would love to say Alex, but she's competing, right? She's on the leader.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how long she's been training normal volume from her car accident.
Yeah.
But I would love to say Alex, because her pressing capacity is obviously second to none. But not Laura. We know that.
No, it's not Laura. It's not Danielle. I think the deadlift will be too heavy. I based on this, I really think it'll interfere with Danielle and Ariel. And then because the deadlift is most likely super heavy, I don't know if Paige is up to. If you listen to her, I know obviously she dominated at Crash, but she said her strength was like where she's struggling. And I think this is going to make, because I think it's a traditional barbell. I think it's going to be heavier than Crash was, which is saying something because that shit was heavy as fuck.
Yeah, I don't think Paige is as good as several other girls in the field.
Right. Yeah, she's also, not to take anything away from the athletes that were at Crash, right? But it wasn't top 20 in the world either. So
yeah, big, way different here. Way different.
For sure. Overheads. So we don't know anything. I mean,
we know it's going to be running. Granite City's probably going to be a long run of some kind.
We hope so. If not, then I think it's a very biased program for sure.
No, it's going to be.
They always do it.
Huge running event, and there's a chance event 9 has some form of shuttle run. There's going to be big running day, whether it's only event 7, but there's going to be.
Looking back, we have no pulling. I don't consider the log bar muscle up like a gymnastics pulling pattern, just because it's.
I would agree. I agree.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's not
You're just
like
chucking your hips up there.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing here. The horizontal pegboard is more technique than like pulling
the
capacity.
most
So
pulling they have would be dumbbell snatch and sandbag cleans. I mean,
yeah,
there'll be some form of pull up, is what you're saying.
yeah, and I think it'll be here, probably legless rope climb. Maybe the legless is in the dual, but I think this will be a muscle up or like super high volume chest to bar, weighted chest to bar, something like that. In event 9. So all right, double bogey. We'll finish strong here. 10 rounds overhead squats, 6 burpees over the bar. Like I'm thinking like 115, 75, like fast, but not super fast, maybe 135, 95.
Yeah, I don't think heavier than 135, 95.
Yeah.
Probably 115, 80-ish. And Colton Mertens is going to destroy this workout.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
I mean, his
100%.
range of motion is just
Squat
5,
capacity,
10%
burpee
less than
capacity.
everyone else. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Um,
and he's going to sprint this entire workout. Colton is going to sprint through. I guess it's 10 plus 8.
I guess it's double bogey.
I
don't
know.
think that's why.
I thought double bogey was just a play on the location of the venue. I don't know.
Because it's in Scotland.
But yeah, this is gonna be just a fun classic CrossFit workout to watch. And all these athletes are going to start aggressive because it's rogue, and it's going to be just to see who can hold on the best. They're going to fly. They're going to start with such an aggressive pace. It's going to hurt me to watch. It'll be fun.
It'll be fast for sure. All right. What are your thoughts overall on the 7 or 6 workouts that we know?
I think they're sweet. I think they're great. I mean, every year they do a very good job. Using odd implements. I mean, I think it's going to be well-rounded. I'm not worried about that. But I love it. I mean, this is like the best programming I feel like of the year, every single year. And they're fun to watch. Odd objects, they're super heavy. The competition level is really high. This is probably the best competition to watch of the year, I would say. And from what I'm seeing right here is it's going to hold true, and it's going to be.
Do you feel like there is any fatigue of the same implements being used year over year?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like you said about the yoke, like we've just been doing meaningless yokes in this space since like 2016, I feel like. But then, I mean, like I've talked with someone who wasn't like super into the space, and they made a really good point. It's like, so like when you look at the strongman event and you see the wild objects they use, and it's like we need to do more of that in CrossFit. Just like weird, random stuff. I mean, there is a hard part because you're having 5 athletes go at a time or whatever it may be. So you have to get multiples of them. But I just think our sport could absolutely do a better job of using odd objects and just weird things that people don't use in a normal gym. And I think Rogue is definitely the standard for that. But your question is there redundancy? Mm-hmm. Obviously. I mean,
even like Rogue year to year, right? So this is year 3 of the log bar muscle up, year 2 of the power stair,
year 3 of the horizontal pegboard,
year 3, a year like 5 of doing a back squat in a workout, right? Not a front squat, right? And so in a vacuum, I think the workouts are great. But I do feel like it's very similar year to year. Like this is very similar to that dumbbell snatch muscle up one. I know it's not, but it's the same structure. That was 10 rounds, like 6 to 8 reps. You know what I mean? And all of these workouts I think are good in a vacuum, like just by itself. Like you said, I think the test will be fun to watch overall. I just wish it was just a little more different. And I think this is maybe the most unique. I don't know if they've had a sort of like a chipper sort of like this, but I don't know. It does feel a little repetitive year to year, but like you said, I do like that they try to use implements. And
it's repetitive, but I mean, what we do, our training, it's just like our sport is just the nature of our sport. I feel like it's just repetitive.
It is.
And
it's constantly varied, but it's repetitive for sure.
Oh, it's so repetitive. We do the same. Yeah. We squat, we hinge, we press, we pull, like we do the same few things, just in different variations. I mean, could they do a better job of doing some crazy random events with their budget? I haven't thought about that, honestly, in terms of their use of implements and maybe potentially their format.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah. I mean, but this is the reason why they don't, is because they get so much positive feedback from locations like this, and
Yeah.
they're just like they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't disagree with you. Is that they
I
could go
think
more
there's
outside the box?
no, I mean it was just conversation. So I think there is probably notion of just having the same, sort of like, not that Dave does something very repetitive, but he is generally predictable from like the flow and design of the games and those kind of things. Um, I think it would benefit Rogue to either replace Josh and Chris, or add in another big mind, a big programmer in this space. You know what I mean? Because there's been the same three people programming the same thing. And you can see that almost purely just by the back squat, just by tax collector, right? Like this workout, like could have easily been a front squat and like from the ground,
They need
right?
what you said.
Like a 265 or 275 from the ground, or maybe that's too heavy, like a 255 from the ground or something like that. Then
The
it's like
answer to your
all
question
three.
is they need to add someone to their
Yeah, I think so.
board of whatever programming workouts. They need to get new blood in there. And this is the problem, like with I just worry they don't know where to look to find someone to help them. But they absolutely do. And I'm surprised they don't get more on a year, even just like a year-to-year basis. If it's literally just those three, Josh, Chris, and Katie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they wouldn't, with how
There's a lot
big
of
of a budget
resources
they
out
have.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, there's so many.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
get someone like J.R. Howell in there and just get some more
Everyone,
diverse.
everyone, everyone says JR. I feel like just from the amount of public consistency saying his name should be involved in higher level programming, right? He's doing syndicate now, and I feel like it's just going to be inevitable. Like we're all going to speak it into existence, and he'll be involved at the highest level in some capacity at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of someone else that wouldn't be. I mean, I would be thinking of. I mean, the thing what I think Josh and Chris did so well at first, and like they invented the wheel of this style of programming that you're talking about, is because at the time is they are somewhat fresh out of competing, so they had all these ideas in their head of what they could potentially do, and they got that ball rolling. It's like when you're deep in it and you're super engaged in the competition because you're thinking about what you might have to do, you're just more vested in it and you're going to think of weird, cool things to do. And I think that's what they did back when they first started it. And then the novelty, I think, has slightly worn off, like what you
Yeah,
said.
I agree. I mean, do you remember? Have you ever done Wadapalooza Miami? I assume so at some point.
I've done it like 4 times.
Okay, so 2021, or maybe it was 19 or 20. I don't know. I think it might have been the COVID year when they had the coalition, and it was like street parking, comp train, Soul,
Oh, that was yeah.
TTT, etc. I think that's what this should be. Like Rogue should be that for sure, right? Like you take everyone like, I need you to make the aerobic event. I need you to make this, blah, blah, blah. And they all come together. And I just think I think it would be cool. Right. And I think we would start to see something like that. I definitely made that suggestion for a lot of things, maybe not the CrossFit games because there's so much riding on the line, but there's a lot of money on the line, and it's hard to like for people to keep their fucking mouth shut. And so I think it would always be challenging to do something like that. But it would create, I think, our best design if we could somehow find a way to pull, even if it's just a few camps in most big competitions, right? I think it would really expand the beauty of this art that we call programming,
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it, but the novelty is definitely worn off a little bit. But so who do you think is going to win? Tell me your pick.
I think, I mean, based on this, I think it's Laura's to lose.
Yeah, Laura,
on the workouts.
For sure. Yeah, for
the workouts released, it's Laura's to lose 100%. I mean, just the first day alone, I think is very, very beneficial for her, right? To have a significant lead. As far as the guys, I feel like it's Jason's to lose. Personally, it's big, it's powerful. He is currently the fittest man on earth. I think there's definitely a few people. I think James has a very good chance. I think Adler has a very good chance. I think based on the workouts so far, Colton has a good chance. And so we'll just see
No,
what the other
Colton's not
workouts
going to win.
come out.
Colton's not going to win. I love
But
him and I think he's amazing, but Colton's not going to win.
and the only reason I say that is because day 2 has bench press, which depending on the load could benefit him and these wall facing. And so, and same thing, you said he's going to win 2 workouts. So I think he'll do great on the log clean and press. And it just depends on the other 3 that come up, right? If he gets last place in the duel, because it's a moving A to B, right? Like any type of ambulation and movement, I think it is a hindrance on him. So I think it's Laura's to lose. I think Olivia does very well. It's pretty heavy for Lucy. I think Emmental outlasts Lucy. I think it's too heavy for her overall, depending on when we start to see the weights, assuming that they're going to be consistent with years past. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so we haven't seen the run with load. I think we're going to see that on
2 years ago. Rogue did a long ruck with load.
Right, the last year in they did it. They did it the last 2 years in Austin because they did the ranch, which was really long, like unweighted and then weighted and then or weighted then unweighted, whatever it was, and then last year or whatever last year in Austin was, I think all weighted, or
that was a ton of load.
Yeah. Depends on the Raptus and Domit. This is way too heavy for Raptus. It's not even close.
Yeah, I'm not ever gonna win it.
No.
It's Laura, and then on the guys, what
do you think?
I think Jason very well could win. I think he's been doing too many competitions, and I think he's probably tired. So I wouldn't pick him for that reason. So I will pick Adler.
Yeah,
because
he's for sure the most
training really hard.
Yep.
And
yeah, like you said, I mean, if being the fittest on earth isn't in his desire, and he just focuses on rogue because there's as much money, and he feels like it benefits his style of athlete better, which it obviously has since he's won it. Then I mean, it's the right financial and career play.
Yep. And also, I really think one person we haven't talked about at all that I think is going to do overwhelmingly well is Chandler Smith, because he's done WFP and that's it.
Right. Well, he didn't do well at WFP though either.
No, he hasn't. There's that. He didn't do that well. He is getting old.
But it's heavy. It's powerful.
Generally speaking, though, Chandler does pretty good at
does very well. Yeah, for sure. This is his best competition year over year over year.
And I've talked to him about it in person, and several years ago, he told me, and this was like way before, many months out of Rogue, and he told me that he's straight up trying to peak for Rogue, and he still had the games at that point, but he was just set on Rogue. And I think that that as an athlete and in training for months on end is, to my estimation, a very large advantage, and that's why I'm saying Chandler Smith's going to do really well. I don't know about him ending on the podium. I don't think it's crazy to say it could happen. And then Adler, I think Adler's been training hard and he's had time.
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah. Not doing WFP for sure is going to benefit him. We'll see how the back is holding up if he's been able to train any type of heavy implements, which I assume he has been. So yeah, I think we'll know really quick if this is, I think the person that has the most on the line this weekend for their career is Adler. If he comes out and he's flat again, then I think the entire community can pretty much say that
he's complacent and it's
like it's done. He's on the the best is behind him. But if he comes out and he dominates, then it's hard to not say that he's in the talk as still one of the top 5 fittest men on the planet.
This is it though. I agree. I mean, I think Laura's got a lot too. If Laura loses,
didn't she win WFP too?
Laura's in over. Yes, and she's in 3rd place overall because they do that like stacked leaderboard. Like it's 1 and 2 combined, and she's in 3rd. It's not by a lot though. She's close to 1st.
Yeah, it's close. But I mean, she did, and that's because she won, and she did terrible in Tour Stop 1. Well, she was doing good, and then she blew up on that last workout. She got like 15th place or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that's nuts. So I think she has a lot to prove too, but I think the workouts are, I mean, very much in her favor. I think it would be really hard for, I think, her to drop the ball.
But that's like a stressful position to be in. She knows that she's supposed to do well because these workouts play to her favor. And as an athlete, she has everything to lose almost because people like us, and it's true, she should win this competition on paper.
Right.
And that's not, at least for me, like going into a competition when you're expected to win is not a fun weight to have on your shoulders. Like, sometimes that's
Agreed.
the worst.
Yeah, for sure. I've never been a super high competitive athlete, but I've coached athletes in certain situations where they're expected to win or expected to do a certain thing or a certain event, right? Like I would rather them always be doing their worst event than like what is anticipated to be their best event. I think that pressure builds up a lot, 100%.
Yeah, I've heard Fikowski say it, is the most stressful events. The most stressful events are the ones that you're expected to get a lot of points because you have to get a lot of points on them. And if you mess up, big deal. Hey, buddy.
Can you say hi? Can you talk into the mic? Say hello. No.
Oh,
Okay.
hello.
All right. Okay. I'm going to finish up and then I'll come play. Okay. What is that? That's called a microphone. We talk into it. Take your kite. Show it to me in just a minute. All right, guys. Duty calls. Thanks for joining. John, thanks for taking some time out of your day, man. That was a lot of fun. I hope we can do it again soon.
We will. Let me know.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks so much. And Peace. Rogue starts 4 a.m. on Friday. So turn your alarms on early. And we'll be up and we'll do some streaming at some point on Friday. All right. Adios. Have a good one. See ya.
See ya.